Welcome to the Ava and Laura Baking Show. And today we're going to be baking simple cupcakes.
Or muffins. So, first we are going to preheat the oven to 350 Fahrenheit.
So Ava is going to preheat the oven, and then we are going to get started with our ingredients. So first we're going to mix together the butter and the sugar in our hand mixer, and we have our hand mixer right there, our handy dandy hand mixer. And we're going to be mixing them together in this bowl. So first we're going to mix a sugar, and that's a half a cup of softened butter. So a half a cup of softened butter.
So you want to microwave that for about 5 to 10 seconds.
There we go.
And then a cup of sugar.
Full cup. And then we are going to put this in the hand mixer and mix it till it is combined. Next, we add in 2 eggs, and we are going to mix them in until...
Now we're going to slowly stir in 2 eggs.
Next, we are going to stir in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Next, we are going to mix all our dry ingredients in a bowl, a separate bowl. So first we have
2 cups of flour.
Then we are going to use our baking powder, and our baking powder is 2 teaspoons of baking powder.
And then a half a teaspoon of salt. Make sure it is salt and not sugar.
Or mix.
Now we're going to mix it together with a spoon.
Now that it's all mixed together with a spoon, we're going to add the dry ingredients to our butter mixture. And then we are going to add our milk. And usually you'd add a cup, but since we're using whole wheat flour, we're going to use a cup and just a little bit more of milk.
And then if you want to, you can add anywhere between 1/4 of a cup and a half a cup of chocolate chips or chunks.
And now we are going to stir our mixture until it's combined.
Our mixture is all combined, and so now we are going to put it in some cupcake tins to put in the oven. We are going to be using paper cups for our cupcakes, but you can also grease your pans really well.
Now that we have put all our paper cups into our tin, we are going to put the actual mixture in.
Hi, today we're going to be having an Ava and Laura cooking show quick tip. If your flour or dry ingredients are sticking to the side of your mixer, scoop it off with a spatula when your mixer thing is off. And then it'll just mix it all together. Now we're going to put the batter into our cups with a spoon. You don't want a heaping lot, but just a spoonful.
Because it will rise when it's in the oven.
You should always fill your cupcakes about halfway, but we have lots of extra batter, so we're going to see what happens when you do fill them all the way. They're going to rise, and so ours are not going to look very perfect. So if you want yours to look perfect, fill them up 3/4 of the way. We're going to let these bake for 18 to 20 minutes, so Laura is setting the timer now. Here's another quick tip for Ava and Laura's baking show. Don't eat too much raw batter because it's bad for you, because it has raw eggs that can give you some salmonella. Salmonella. Salmonella.
Salmonella.
Salmonella.
Clean up. We have 17 more minutes left.
Yay!
14 more minutes.
Let's see how the cupcakes are doing.
Very nice. Ooh.
You don't want to leave the oven open too long or else all the heat will come out and it'll take longer for them to cook.
She's right.
Lemonade goes super well with muffins, and so Country Lemonade is not sponsoring this video, but we're gonna use them anyway.
Lemonade break.
Even though the timer has gone off for your muffins, doesn't mean they're ready yet. You always want to check them to make sure they're raw because the time might be different for yours. All the variables might be different. So you take a toothpick and you stick it in the middle. Then when you take it out, if it has any food left on it, that means you want to let the muffins or whatever you're baking bake for just a little longer. If it comes out clean, that means they are done.
So we are going to be using the toothpick trick that Ava had just explained to our muffins or cupcakes because we put a lot of batter into them. So they might take longer, so we're just going to use the toothpick trick as you should too. So we have almost a minute left and then we're going to use our toothpick trick.
Our cupcakes are done, so now we're going to use the toothpick trick to check them.
So we're going to open it. Well, first we're going to let all the warm air out so we don't die. Then we're going to stick it in the biggest one in the very center and pull it out. So it's pretty clean, as you can see, but we're just going to leave it in there a little bit more because they're a little bit wet almost. So, but if for you guys you think that's what you want, then you could take them out now, and then yeah.
So we're going to set a timer for about 5 more minutes. We have waited, so now we're going to take them out. Make sure you use hot pads because it's going to be very hot.
Okay, first we get all the warm air out. You stuck it so far in, Ava.
Sorry. You can set them on the oven top because then they won't burn anything, but don't set them on the countertop unless you know that it won't burn it. They look pretty done. Now we're going to let them cool and then dig in.
And by the way, I'm Ella.
Make sure to like
Subscribe
if you like this video.